What is up, everyone? Wix back with another free-to-play episode. Day 4. We're about 20 minutes past reset, and I've been making a mad dash to clear all the chests. So we're almost at the end here. I just wanted to show you the chest that I missed the first time I played the game. I was sitting at 99%, so I started backtracking, looking through all the places I had been, and I didn't realize that the chest was actually over here near towards the end in a place that I hadn't seen. So I'll get through this next dialogue and then I'll show you. Alright, so we gotta wait till journey level 19 to fight the dragon, which is tomorrow. And this is, where is it? Yeah, down here. I didn't notice this spot. And this is where the last chests are. So I spent like 20 minutes backtracking looking for the chests. Alright, let's make sure. It says 96%, but I'm pretty sure I'm at 100. So I'm gonna wait for that to update. Got my last scroll for Sigrid. In the meantime, I'm gonna go fight the Venom. There is a small chance that Venom counts towards the chest collection, because I don't know why. I don't know why it would, but last time I did this, I actually fought Venom before I went to the end. So the trick with Venom, there's two ways to position. Well, there's more than two ways to position, but the two main ways you use. You do something like this. Let's pretend you've got 4 range units. Doing something like this, he'll walk up and he'll tank the AoE from the boss. If he's too weak to tank it, or if he doesn't have high resist to resist the defense down and he dies, then you put your 2 supports together like this. He'll walk up and they'll tank the AoE, but neither one of these guys will. This orb hits the enemy with the lowest hit points, so you got to make sure that he's one of these 2. And then you just need enough healing to keep the team going. If you're using 2 melee, the melees are always going to tank the AoE. So they'll both walk up. This guy puts defense down on the tank, which if you can cleanse it is really helpful, or if you can resist it. So we're going to see how far we can make it in Venom today. So now we can start farming some rare gear. We got a little shiny over here, and I don't know why. Alright, I'm going to head over to Faye. I forget how I get there. Alright, I'm going to find my way over there and search around to make sure there's no chests. Now we just upgraded our cart. I don't think it's worth buying these, honestly, because we're going to be farming a ton of them anyway. So I'm going to let them sit in the shop. And more importantly, we get to upgrade our forging bench. So we've got a couple of these kicking around. Crit rate, perfect. Defense with crit damage, whatever. Alright, so now we can forge. So, yeah, let me go find my way over to Fae, and then we'll head back to the Grave of Venom. And then we'll go do Tempest, probably. Okay, it finally updated. So we did manage to get first place. Yeah, good. So that's a free Helio. Once this tallies up in 3 days, we'll get a Helio, some Affinity Solvent, and some gold. Southern Adenthia, we're not able to get there yet. Journey level ends in 10 days, so that's nothing we need to worry about quite yet. 10 days for hero rating. These dungeon speedruns end in 3 days. So I've done Flame. I'm ranked 8 currently. Under the Cold and Necro. So I'm going to be playing around with these speedruns over the next 3 days to try to get my name on as many of these as possible. Because even if you rank low, like, you're still getting some free worm arrow. And some of them I may be able to get first place. So it's definitely worth at least trying. But for now, I'm going to take a quick break and then we'll head over to Venom. I almost forgot, we do have some summons to do. So we're praying for Irina. Irina or any AoE debuffer. Okay, we got Dane. Damage reduction. Okay, so nothing too exciting there. Hopefully we'll get some more summons today. I can probably buy another Helio today, but I'm going to wait on that until I'm done my arena grinding. Okay, we're here at Venom. I'm doing number 2. I think it should be an easy auto. Number 3 is where it's going to start to get tricky. This is where we really need a second attack down. But as we farm more and more, slowly our gear is going to get better. All right, let's see how this treats us. We did get our final scroll for Sigrid, so her cooldowns are lower now. Okay, so we need to put some thought into this team. So I'm going to get rid of Usha. And in her place, I will put probably Megan. And then I'm going to put Megan and Hexandra together so they tank the AoE. And then he won't have to take as much damage. But I'm going to take my break first and then we'll get to it. Alright, we're back. So we're going to give this a try. I leveled up all the gear that I've forged so far. Just because I need as many stats as possible to try to take this down. So you'll see Horus runs up. The AoE gets tanked by these two. And that gives him some breathing room there. Although my Hexandra has the lowest hit points now. And I don't want that. I don't want her tanking the hit from this guy. So I'm going to have to change that. Because, yeah, look. Who's got the most hit points? Okay. Maybe I'll just try this. And I might need to replace the main character with another healer. This is why you want 2 attack down, so that you can rotate them and keep it up full time to reduce damage. Damn. So close. I think I need to kill this guy first. Also, I have this thing called food. We'll just do max hit points and attack, I think. I'm going to put Hexandra here, so she gets healed when I heal these two. And I'm going to target all my attacks over here first. That way we can get rid of the defense down. And we want his hit recovery going on at the same time as the ultimate, because it does a lot of little hits. So you'll notice all the hit recoveries. And then we want to attack down right before the AoE. Horus got attack down on. I'm going to throw attack down on this guy. And this just gets much easier the better your gear is. And the more characters you have scrolled for their cooldowns. Okay, I'm going to save the attack down for the next rotation. So right now, if I hit this guy, because the main one has a debuff on, her move is going to spread to him as well. And then we'll throw up our hit recovery. We'll throw up defense on him. And then once you kill this guy, you don't get the defense down anymore, which makes the fight a lot easier to handle. So he's about to AoE. So I'm going to heal them up. Now we've got hit recovery. Horus got his attack down on her, which is nice. So now we can put attack down back on. Defense up for the AoE tanking. And I'm just going to heal the squishies back here first. Horus looks like he's going to be able to survive another rotation. Attack down is up from Horus. Now we'll reapply it before the AoE. Defense up. And that is how you kill Venom 3. Alright, so we got some hit points. We got a flat attack. I think we're at the point now where leveling flat stats is kind of iffy, because it doesn't scale as well towards the like later in the game. But in this case, it's flat attack with crit rate. And like I said, we just need as many stats as we can get right now to make farming easier. So we are going to level the flat stats. I'm going to quickly re-gear and then run this a couple more times and see what we get. I decided to try the next level. I just want to see how hard it is. Apparently very hard. Alright, I don't think I'm ready for that quite yet. If I had like a Garius, maybe even if I used my Fur Bath, I might be able to clear it. So I'll just run 3 for a bit. Coming in with another batch of forage. Attack percent chest, very nice. Attack percent gloves, not bad. Crit rate. Crit rate. Defense, I like it. Defense, I like it. Alright. Beautiful. Okay, so we got some more summons to do. Grave of Curse. So we need to wait till tomorrow to finish this. Alright, let's check out some of these. The attack chest is almost always going to be a max level, regardless of what it rolls. A little bit of tanky stats, a little bit of crit damage. Can we get crit rate on the last one? Okay. It's fine. It's attack with tanky stats. That's actually quite nice. Look at all these accuracy chest plates. I don't know if I like this one, so I might not level it. That one probably wasn't worth leveling, but crit rate, crit damage. Can I see attack? Ew. Ew. Jesus Christ. We're mixing up all of the stats on each piece, man. Why couldn't I have got that attack on my good ones? It doesn't really matter for now. I'm just leveling up all of these to give all my champions some good gear. That's pretty good. Ideally, I'm not going to farm any more Venom until I can do Venom 4+. But we've got this event running for the next 2 days, almost 3 days. So we're not getting much stronger in those days. We can't upgrade our champions to 90 yet. So I'm going to have to farm Venom 3 just to finish out this. And after that, we won't be touching Venom again until we can farm 4 at least, but preferably 7. Came over to Tempest to collect Vortex to collect our rewards for the day. So it's not a lot, but every little bit adds up, especially with these Psycho Core upgrades every day. So we can start to get extra attack. I'm going to go for defense first and to give our Horus extra tankability. And then we'll summon what we have. Come on, Irina. Okay. Not bad. This is a really good rare tank. And this is Adri, who's also really nice. I wonder if I can use those two together to take down Venom 4. Come on, Irina. Lorari. I think he's a pretty good poison damager, but I don't plan on building a poison team. But he could come in useful later on for chief challenges. I'm going to be having to build a lot of rares. Oh, and for Pillar of Trials too. Okay, so Adri has ultimate energy reduction and recharging speed penalty, which is very useful. And then just a little bit of damage. Ignores resistance, which just helps her land her debuffs better. And this guy just gives himself shields. And he takes less damage when he's got a shield on. And he gives himself defense up as well. So that makes me wonder if I use the Frost main character. I was just testing out Frost main character in Venom. I'm thinking if we can build Edgar here, then we have 3 Frost, which gives him extra tankiness. And then maybe even... we won't have attack down, though. That's going to be an issue. I was going to say we could replace her with Adri to keep his turn meter down. But I don't think it's more valuable than the attack down. But we definitely need some skill haste on this character to get her ultimate moving faster. To be able to keep up with the boss's turns. 6, 6. Yeah, so it's an 18-second rotation, roughly. So we need skill haste on her so she can have attack down on for the AoE and for the next hits. And we can't get skill haste until we can clear Venom 4. So this is something I'm kind of keen to try at some point. But for now, we'll just throw our Horus back in and see. I want to see if this can full auto it. I might have to set up some skill timings. Yeah, see, the problem is they use all of their abilities on the clump. Let's see if Horus can tank the AoE now. Nope. Not yet. Alright, so it looks like I'll be manualing it for a bit still. Did I mistake? Maybe that was level 4. Yeah, I think that was level 4. Okay, so I might be able to tank the AoE on level 3. Alright, so it looks like we might be able to auto level 3 if I set up skill timers. Missed the attack down. Yeah, that attack down miss killed me. Alright, so I can auto 3 at least. if I didn't miss the attack down. Alright, we're here in Fae. Just going to use the same team I've been running with Venom, just because they're leveled and I don't feel like changing their gear and all that. Should be fine. I don't foresee any issues. Just going to kind of spread out like this, I think. So Fae is like the Doom Tower. You can use all your champions that you have leveled. A lot of it's just going to be auto, but especially early on, like the bosses can be a bit tricky depending on your champions and your gear. But it is definitely worth trying to push because you get a lot of free resources every day. Just extra crystals, extra EXP potions, scrolls, dice. Sometimes you get the forge materials. But there's no like time limit on it or anything. 3 floors open every day. So just do what you can, and if you get stuck and you've tried a few things, you leave it for a few days and come back and you might be able to push through when you made some upgrades. Some of the most important champions in here are crowd control champions. So on all this wave-based content, having something like taunt, stun, silence, all very powerful. And once you get strong enough, you can just bring in like a full nuking team basically. Especially if you have a Garius as your tank. Because Garius, not only is he incredibly tanky, but he heals your full team. So having him, if you buy the epic chest, that gives you your choice of an epic. Definitely get a Garius if you haven't summoned one. If I had Garius, I could probably do Venom 4. So I'm just going to go through and clear out all the enemies for the first 3 floors that open today. We'll do a couple more dice summons and then see where we're at. Probably Tempest domain after that. Alright, we got a couple quick summons here. If we get another dupe rare, then we can buy another artifact. Perfect, dupe rare. I mean, I'd rather have an Irina, but... Oh, this guy's good, I think. Yeah, AoE, fire damage. 50% chance up to 75 when scrolled to dispel a buff. Inflicts blind. This guy's actually pretty good. I can use him. I wish he had a debuff. I was going to say I can use him in Goblin. But I don't know if I actually can. If he had a debuff on that AoE, that'd be huge. Okay, so we got enough for our 3rd artifact. We're going for the banner. This is just going to help our Horus tank a lot. It's going to be huge for him. This is one of the rare artifacts that's worth maxing. The reason being, this bonus defense, it procs after battle starts. So it calculates based on your total defense, not just your base defense. So that's going to be huge. We're going to refine this immediately as soon as I can get it to 4. We'll probably take it to 8 and 12 before we level anything else, because I don't want to take any other artifacts to 12, because these things get replaced pretty quickly. All luck based, of course, but if you're spending your extra worm arrow on Helio dice, you should get some epic dupes in the first couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So we're going to get the crown first. This gives us defense down for Vortex and for bosses, quite useful. Also, it has accuracy, so you put it on a debuffer who has multiple hits, And yeah, it really helps hitting accuracy thresholds too while your gear is still weak. After that, we'll likely get either the eyeball or the horseshoe for Usha. If we end up using Irina a lot, we might get the music box. It gives us crit rate, which is hard to come by in the early game, and also gives bonus damage when you've got a shield on. So if I use main character Ice Form and Irina, I can position my damage dealer to almost always have a shield. So that'll be nice. There's a lot of useful ones. Some of them are more niche than others. But generally you go for the crown first to get defense down. And then you go for whatever damage ones help you out the most. So like Horseshoe, Chalice is another attack speed one. And it also gives you bonus crit rate. Eyeball is just flat attack and ultimate damage. So those three generally, and this music box too if you use shielders. Those are the ones you go for. Mirror of the Living is for healers. Ancestor's Candle is for champions with a battle skill that you want to be cast more often. I don't know. There's a couple other decent ones for special. Like this one for derivative damage dealers. Like if you get an early Flora or Premsta or Shalter, it gives them extra derivative damage, but they can't crit anymore. Which I think is fine because derivative damage can't crit anyways, and that's where most of their damage comes from. But those are the ones I would point out to you. And in terms of rare artifacts, this is the next one I'll be getting for Hexandra or for my healer. Just gives a little bit of bonus healing. And after that, none of them really matter. Like, Troll's Heart is kind of okay to put on a secondary tank. Ancestor's Bone can be good for extra crit damage if you're building someone with a lot of crit rate. Lunar Heart for landing debuffs. But generally, by the time you've gotten all of your rare artifacts to 8, you should probably have an epic dupe by then. In which case, you'll be leveling your crown. So we've just been farming away on Venom 3. And I just got this dropped to me. It doesn't really matter what else it rolls. Oh, nice. It's going to get maxed. Okay, not the greatest, but now we've got 2 attack chests. One of them is more defensive oriented. And one of them is more damage oriented. We've also got a second set of attack gloves. Yeah, right here. We've got some crit damage gloves. And these attack with enlightenment. Okay, so these are just some decent damage gloves. A little bit of defensive stats. And you just slowly improve your gear. And before you know it, you'll be able to farm the next level. I don't want to wear these because I need my accuracy. But I'm going to finish farming these out. Then we'll level up the gear and go over to Tempest Domain. Yo, check out this weapon I just rolled. Not too shabby. So I maybe went a little bit overboard leveling gear. I don't quite need this many pieces. I should have waited until I had farmed it all before I decided what to level. But we did get some very decent pieces. Oh, look at that. That is a sacred piece if I ever saw one. Or Usha for Vortex. So I'm just going through leveling up everything. Save anything you have with resistance. because you never know if you're going to need it for the Fae boss. But generally, once you're done farming your first event in Venom 3, this is all the rare gear you're ever going to level. You might level some of the curse gear, which is the defensive stuff, but honestly, like, you probably don't even need to. So you just want to get like 3 attacking sets to help farm Goblin, and a few defensive sets. Okay, so that's probably all I'm going to do. Anything with flat stat on first, you can roll it to 4 if you want to see what it rolls. But honestly, I'm just going to sell those. Yeah, I'm getting shit on with the bottom 2 stats in these pieces. Okay, that's a decent piece. I'm going to hang on to that because it's got resistance. Okay, I'm going to sell that. So the damage stats you're looking for: crit rate, crit damage, attack, obviously. Defense is also useful because oftentimes you want your damage dealers to be defensive. I'm going to hang on to the resistance chest plates just in case. I need 1 more chest plate leveled. So I've got 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack. Okay, this is a good defensive one. And then 1 more defensive one. Okay, whatever. I'll just put attack. I'll put this attack one on my Hexandra, because her heal scales on attack as well. Her battle skill, not her main heal. So we've got flat hit points, defense, attack, defense, attack. So I've got enough gloves leveled. I'm going to sell all those gloves. I'm going to hang on to these for now, but they're going to get sold eventually. I'm going to sell that, and then I'll re-gear, and we will hop into Tempest. One thing to note here when you're selling off your artifacts, you're going to need 1 common sword for a quest that comes up. And you can also keep your common chest plates, the ones you haven't leveled, because you're going to end up giving those, if you want to, you can give those to somebody in the Sunrise camp. She collects the chest plates, and you get like a little gift back. It's one of those NPC gifting options. So, I mean, you can always just forge more in the forge, but I'm going to hang on to mine, and I'll end up swinging by there eventually to give them to her. I'm pretty sure you always get back something that's greater value than what you give, but I'm not sure if it's always worth it, so I don't know. I do it anyway. Okay, so I've sold off everything I'm not going to use. Nobody will be wearing common gear anymore. I have a piece for everybody. I could use 1 more chest plate with defensive stats, but it's not a big deal. Alright, so that's how you do it. Be right back. Alright, first things first. We always just run it first with the team we have to see what's going on. In Tempest Domain, you want to kind of position like this. Even maybe put... Actually, yeah. You want to put your squishiest member in the back. So it'll probably be her because she doesn't have the affinity bonus. So this lets Hexandra heal everybody when he walks up. But it also blocks the dragon spawns on the boss. And they'll all line up, which makes them easier to AoE. So for this boss, you either need buff strip to take off his recover over times, buff block to make sure he can't put them on, or healing reduction to make sure that they don't heal him. So in this team, I'm bringing in healing reduction. I might be a little short on damage, so I might replace Megan with Usha if this doesn't work. I could also replace Horus with Usha, and then put in the Frost Mage Vosge to put the AoE buffs up so that Sigurd can nuke the dragon spawns. So the rotation here is, initially I just put out as much damage as I can. I hold Sigurd's ult until now, right before the first attack. That way it's going to last as long as possible. He's going to do 2 AoEs. I'm going to put up defense just to kind of soak the damage a bit. And then you save your second AoE for the spiderlings. Or the dragonlings, rather. And you want to kill them quickly, but not too quickly. You want to give the dragon as much time as it takes, or as much time as you can in the air. That way you get your cooldowns back quicker. And then you just keep the healing reduction on him, so he's not going to heal back all the damage. Save your cooldowns for the dragonlings. And then you just hope you can kill them in time. Heal when you need to. And then, yeah, rinse and repeat. It's one of the more annoying fights because you do have to manual it. Most teams have to manual it. Otherwise, you just use your abilities at the worst times possible. Okay, I'm going to put up defense here. I'm going to nuke right away with this guy. I should have been doing this since the beginning. You can get, with the main character Fire, you can get a nuke off right at the start and still have your cooldowns back in time for the dragon spawns. Okay. Yeah, see that? The cooldown's already back up. And there it is. So all of my energy now is going to be spent farming level 3 domains. Because in 3 days or so, we'll get access to Southern Adenthia, which gives us the Goblin Lair level 2. So using your energy now to farm Goblin Lair 1, when you're going to have Goblin Lair 2 in a couple of days, doesn't make much sense. And also, you want to save your breads, because there's not much point using them now. The only way you would use them is if you're going to move up a rank in the hard training. So hard training ends in 3 days and 21 hours. If you don't have access to Southern Adenthia by then, and you're like just on the cusp of reaching a higher rank, then you are going to want to spend some energy farming the highest level dungeon, the highest point dungeon you can. Because the rank rewards go up pretty significantly for each bracket. The top 20 is the one I aim for on my main. But here I'll probably be looking to get top 50, because I won't have extra bread from the battle pass. Without that, you can't really compete with any of these guys at the top. But yeah, generally for these events, you just want to be farming the highest level dungeon you can. See, Goblin Lair level 5 is 15 points, but when you wait for Goblin Lair 2, it's a minimum 18. So that's the time you want to use your bread. If you want to squeeze in an extra rank in the tournament. Otherwise, you just hang on to your bread, honestly, until you can farm like Venom 7 or Goblin Lair 2-5. Those are both pretty good breakpoints to use some bread. But if you can sit on it, and it's not hurting your progression too much, it's not hurting your Vortex rankings too much, just save your bread, because eventually you'll be able to farm Goblin Lair 3, all the domains 5, and Venom 9. And that's, of course, going to be the most efficient use of your bread. So I think that's about it for today. I'm just going to use the rest of my energy here in the domain. Oh, and then we'll run a Vortex. So I will be back. Speak of the devil. I just got a purple dice from the arena shop. And look who I summoned. So this is the only reason I wanted to save my rare chest. I mean, looking back, it was worth getting Sigrid early. But I probably could have done the same amount of progress with an Irina. But it's like, you never know who you're going to pull as a dupe. So hopefully we get an Irina soon, but as it is, at least we got some more refinement stones. So we're just going to keep leveling my Banner of Oath. I've got it to 4 currently. So we'll get it to 8 as soon as possible. And this will probably be our first artifact to level 12. Unless we get a crown first. Just going to briefly touch on my arena team. So we're running 2 damage dealers. 2 tanks. One of them with healing. And a healer. So I doubt I'll be able to kill this team, but we're going to try anyway. Arena refills, I do buy like 1 every day. Okay, cool. We nuked their damage right away. It is kind of nice to be able to climb up an arena, so you're getting better rewards. Once you're able to buy everything out of the shop every week, you probably don't need to buy arena refills anymore. But if you look here, you want to get the discounted essence right here. And then eventually you'll be able to buy this and this as well. If you're farming arena consistently and you get to like a high rank. These are like you probably won't buy them this season, like any time early. But maybe like near the end of the season you'll have enough to buy this if you want them. But I do buy these every week. 10 free summons. Definitely worth. So for that reason, I do recommend buying some arena refills. But you'll notice as you climb up higher in the rankings, Like, these people already have... Almost every team has a Garius. You start to see a lot of legendaries. You see the Foresh Sigrid combination, which basically just nukes your whole board. So it's very difficult to find fights you can take every day. But if you put in the time and effort, the exchange shop is definitely worthwhile. One more thing about Arena while we're on the subject. If you go into your defensive battles here, you can actually download the replays and watch the fight over again. So if there's one person that's been farming you a lot, you can go in, check how they're winning. You can watch the fight over again. And you'll see if there's anything you can do to change your positioning or your gearing maybe to get a win instead where you would have lost. So in this fight, I don't think there's too much I could have done. Maybe I should be staggering my Furbath. That way they target Horus first. So yeah, that's how you do Arena. Early on it can be kind of a struggle because you fight a lot of strong teams. But as you get better champs, hopefully you can put something good together. If you get a Varesh and a Sigrid, or a Thomas or a Gulende, or anyone that does like a board-wide debuff, the combination of Sigrid Varesh is an easy one to put together to farm with. And then you just want to put skill haste on them to get their casts as quickly as possible. And if you've got enough strength on your Sigrid, you can one-shot the enemy backline with it. So it's definitely something to look out for. Alright, we're going to do today's Vortex run. But everybody's got rare gear now. So the damage should be significantly higher. Oh, I need to change my Traveler. The only thing I don't like is I only have a hit points chest to put on Furbath. I don't have a defense chest. So he's going to take a lot more damage from the single target nuke. But I'll let this run through. It'll be the same deal as yesterday. I won't be able to get to 15 mil, I don't think, or 1.5 mil. But if I can get at least a mil today, I'll be happy, I think. Alright, we're coming up on 800k, and the team's still going strong. So the gear upgrades have made a huge difference. Like, we're at the point where the boss is still kind of tickling us. I think I need to give my Usha a little bit more delay so that I guarantee the frost is up from Zethos. Because he sometimes doesn't get it in his first couple of attacks. And not having frost on the boss really nerfs my Usha's damage. Not too bad for day 3 or day 4. I'm going to give it a couple of more runs because I think I can do a little better. I might put a slightly tankier gear on my Zethos, because Zethos was the one who died first. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to leave it there for the day, I think. So, got a lot of progress done today. Next time I farm Venom is going to be when I can do stage 7. So the rest is going to be domains until Goblin Lair 2. And we'll come back tomorrow. Maybe not tomorrow because there's going to be nothing going on tomorrow. Oh, wait. Green Dragon. Yeah, okay. So we'll fight the Green Dragon tomorrow. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.